Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Andre Norman, and I am your host for Hope Media. And tonight, we're having an interview series about moms. All too often, we go through the criminal justice system, we go through all the trouble and the triumph that we do, and we forget about the person that helped us get here, the person that birthed us, raised us, and showed us more compassion than anybody known than man. So this week, we're sitting down with all the moms that we can find to bring them to you so they can share with you the story that you definitely need to hear, like nobody else can tell you. There's nothing better than a mom's voice. And tonight, we're here. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing phenomenal. Would you like to introduce yourself to the people?
Yes. I'm Sharika Swing Newell, founder of Jules House Inc.
Jules House Inc. Mm-hmm. Based in Atlanta, Georgia?
Yes.
Cool. So tonight, you know this interview is going to go across the country to 650,000 other men and women who are incarcerated who will get the chance to hear your voice and your story. How do you feel about that?
Wow. Excited.
Like
A little nervous.
Nervous?
A little.
I mean, when I first came home from prison, I used to go speak at jails. And I remember one time I talked about my mom. And when I was talking about my mom, the whole room was like, whoa. So I called her up like, yo, mom, you gotta come to the jail with me tomorrow. And she came to the jail tomorrow, and she gave the mom talk.
Okay.
I'm saying, you can do better, I love you, I expect more, clean up your room, all of that. You remember giving the mom talk?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of men and women around the country who need to hear your mom talk.
Okay.
So you're gonna be extremely helpful to a lot of people.
Okay.
So you've had a son and more kids or just one?
I had 3 kids in total. I have 2 surviving kids.
And what are the names of the 3?
My firstborn son was Julian Newell. My second is Elijah Smith. And my third child is a girl, Armani Smith.
How many?
3.
3. Mm-hmm. My mom had 6 and 7 years, but it's no competition.
Okay.
She's old school.
Okay, yeah.
So, what was it like growing up in Atlanta with your kids?
With the kids, single mother, married young, lost a husband.
How do you lose a husband?
He passed away.
He got sick?
Yeah, he got sick. We were married in 97. He got sick in 2000 and died late 2000. Hypertension, complications with diabetes.
So that was Jules' dad?
Yeah.
So what was it like for Jules when he lost his dad?
He was only a year old. So growing up, it was kind of rough not having his father. Being a mother, I thought it was the norm. You know, he grew up like the normal kids. Most people don't grow up with their fathers in the home. So I never saw that, hey, it's just me and him. Why do you miss something you never had? I never saw that it was needed. A father is needed.
Looking back now, how do you view that?
There's nothing I could have done to change it, but I feel like maybe some mentorship or something would have helped. Even getting myself, counseling for losing a husband so young. I was only 21 years old.
You never went to counseling for that?
No.
Or you just kind of like shrug it off and kept going?
Yeah, life is like my counseling. Life is, you just have to keep pushing, keep going. The bills have to get paid. You have to keep raising the kids. It's like, you don't have time.
You didn't have time to grieve?
No.
Moms need time. Wives need time to grieve. That's huge to lose your husband. You got married, building a family, and then he passes. And now you're like, boom, by yourself.
With child.
With a kid.
Yeah.
Now, the kid's like looking for dad, and dad's not there. So most of your friends didn't have their fathers weren't in the house?
No, I'm just saying the norm for me growing up. I had a mother and a stepfather, but a lot of my classmates, it was just a lot of single moms. out there. I'm not sure what the circumstances were, but
So what was it like for you growing up?
I was a middle child. My mom had 3 girls. Like I said, I was the middle. It was a nice suburban childhood, but knowing that the guy or the man that was raising us wasn't my father, and it was, stated often growing up in the house, you're not my child, you're not my child. It was kind of rough.
So how does it feel to have somebody say, you're not my kid?
It's crazy to even hear it.
So what would happen to make him say that?
The house not being tidied up in, the military format, or just him drinking and coming home and just being mad that my mom did have 2 children, prior to them meeting and then having my baby sister. He was just mad that we weren't his kids.
So he would just, anytime you do something, he would be like, you're not my kid.
Right.
So did you not ask him for things in fear of hearing that?
Sometimes. Yeah.
So I just get the sense of I would feel unwanted.
Right. That's how I felt. I felt unwanted not only by him, but my mom, because of the relationship that we came from was traumatic from my real father. He tried to kill my mom.
Hold on. Your father tried to kill your mother.
Yeah.
Any particular reason?
I
You were
was
little.
never told the story. I just know that they were together. He committed a crime against my mother, and we kind of went to a whole nother, side of town, different upbringing, different background, just not dealing with that at all.
So she never really explained. You found out as an adult what happened.
Right.
And so as a kid, your mom just packs you up, and y'all are gone, dad's gone, and you're just out of there.
Right.
Were you looking for your father? Did you want to see
I
him?
didn't, but my older sister did.
She's like, where's dad?
Yeah, where's the family?
So when you found out the truth of what happened, how did you feel?
I was angry. I was angry at my mother and my father because I didn't know what happened. Why wasn't I loved by my real father? I'm not being loved by my stepfather. And because of what my real father did to my mother, I didn't feel wanted or loved by her either.
So where did you go to find love?
I met my husband when I was young. I met him when I was 17 years old. We married when I was 19.
So he was going to be your answer.
Yeah.
So when you got married, you was like, I'm going to have my own family, my own everything.
Yeah.
Was that the plan?
That was the plan. Get married, live happily ever after. If I bear kids, all my kids will be by my husband. That was my plan.
And then the plans changed.
Yeah.
So did you feel you got cheated when he left?
Yes, and his son as well. Because that was my goal, to have a family and be with one man and raise my kids with that one man. And for my kids to have their father in their life. It didn't go as planned.
So did you remarry after he left?
Never remarried.
You have how many more kids though?
I have 2 other kids.
So so you have you have the 3 kids now.
Yeah,
You had 2. How old are the brothers apart?
5 years apart.
So you have 2 little ones. And so your daughter didn't come then.
She was in the water in 2016. She didn't get in the water till 2016.
That's what y'all call it, get in the water?
Yeah.
That's some down south stuff?
Yeah.
I'm like, get the who?
Yeah.
I'm from up north.
Oh, okay.
But I'm with you though.
Okay. I'm from here, born and raised, so.
She didn't get in the water till 2016.
Right.
Cool. I mean, I learned a new phrase. I remember I was locked up one time. I'm saying, stacked up like dirty laundry. I'm like, huh? I was in jail in Memphis, and they were talking on country.
Country.
It's hard to be country.
It's okay.
My dad's from the country.
Okay. So you understand.
He didn't live with me either, so I didn't get a lot of country talk. I got it on the weekends.
Okay. Okay.
So you got your two boys. Are you with your second baby's father?
Short term, yeah.
What happened?
It was just not for me.
He wasn't your husband?
No, never.
I mean, he wasn't like your first husband?
No, he didn't even ask for my hand in marriage. It was just
Boyfriend?
boyfriend, yeah.
He was like, okay. And then I know as Jules got older, you said, how was he acting?
He acted out a lot. I think it was because he missed his father.
And do you have brothers and sisters, people that can help you out?
I'm the middle of three girls. My mom had three daughters, and my family has never really supported me.
So you're just a mom. You're beyond single mom. You're a single mom, and your family's not with you.
Right.
So now you got two boys, and you're on your own.
Yeah.
You're working, I take it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how are you surviving day to day? How does that look?
Well, my husband was a veteran, so I did get some benefits from his time he served in war. So that helped a little. I was on welfare. I got food stamps, to feed the kids. And I had part-time jobs. I did hair. I braided hair. I watched kids on the side. I did whatever to, make it and pay the bills and take care of the boys.
And how were they as they were growing up, middle school, high school?
My second son, like I said, his name is Elijah. He's autistic, so he's never gave me any trouble. But Julian acted out. He was a very angry and upset child. He would get into fights often at school. He would do his work. He would be a straight A, B student, but he was angry and he wanted to fight every day.
And then did that lead to something, or?
Well, he didn't do any time in juvenile. He was like a runaway. He would like to run away. And
Where would he run off? He just take off and just stay gone?
take off and stay gone and be with friends in the street and act like he didn't have a family, but I was all he had.
So how was it for you? My brother ran away one time. Mm-hmm. He literally, I'm running away. He left the house. I was there. I'm like, all right, cool. I didn't really like him that much. He was my little brother, though.
Baby brother?
Apart. My little brother, a year apart. So we had to be little. We weren't even first. He left the house. He walked maybe 3 blocks. He ran into our cousin Junie, and Junie said, where you going? He said, I'm running away. He said, I'll give you a nickel if you go back home. He went back home for a nickel. A nickel was a lot of money back then. Mm-hmm. They used to have a thing called penny candy.
Right.
So we could buy candy. You could get like 10 pieces of candy for a nickel back in the day.
Right.
So he came home. I fake ran away one time. I went out and I stayed out all night. And they thought I ran away. So they came looking for me. I just was hanging with my friends and it got too late and I was scared to go home. And then they came and found me. And they were like, oh, you ran away. I didn't get a beating. So I was like, cool. Yeah, I played to run away because it got me out of a beating.
That's the scariest feeling in the world for a child to run away.
So when your kid ran away, how did you feel?
I felt lost. I went looking for him. Like, the first time he was kind of young. He was about, I'd say, 4th grade. He didn't run far. He found a buggy in our complex. Excuse me. Parked it by his friend's house and said he was going to sleep outside.
He was going to sleep in the buggy?
In the buggy.
Did you find him?
Yeah, I found him.
So come on home.
Please.
Did you bribe him or did you just get him to come home?
I was scared, so I was very nice. I'm like, son, please come home. You know, you can't sleep outside. Like, what's going on? But that was the first signs of like,
Issues.
issues.
And so you later on found out he had mental health issues, but that was like 11 or 10,
Yeah, I was young, 9, 10.
and you don't diagnose mental health.
Nope.
So you're just thinking he's just being upset.
Yeah.
And when did he start showing more patterns of mental health issues?
When he started fighting in school and getting suspended, and, you know, just being a troublemaker.
So usually, moms will say the other kid's a troublemaker. Your kid was a troublemaker.
Yeah.
So what do you do with that?
I don't know. I tried my best just to make sure he wasn't troublemaking to where it stopped his education. I got him focused enough to graduate high school, and once he graduated high school, it was kind of, my hands was off of him. He left home.
Where did he go?
He went to stay with a girlfriend and her family.
So this is his wanting to make a family scenario?
Right.
And what did you think of that?
I felt it was his life to live, so I had to accept it.
But how did you feel about it? Not did you accept it.
It hurt for him to leave. I just had my daughter. He was kind of like the man of the house, so I wanted him there. I needed his help.
I've seen that 1,000 times over, even though I had older sisters. So we couldn't be the men in the house because our sisters used to beat us up. I'm the middle boy, by the way.
Okay.
So, but I've heard the oldest boy turns into the man in the house when dad's not there.
Right.
Explain that to me.
I don't think it's fair, but you kind of like, you know, step up and help out with your younger siblings, whether that's with homework or throwing a load of clothes or laundry in the washer, taking a pack of meat out to cook for me to cook when I get home from work. That kind of help. Can't pay no bill.
Just be helpful.
Right.
I'm saying, because it's like, okay, you're not my man, but you're like a junior guy. Just fill in.
Yeah, kind of.
And he was like, when he got old enough, he was like, I'm out of here.
I'm out of here. Like, he couldn't wait. I'm gone.
He was like, Mom, you get your own meat out the freezer. And he shot to his girl. Well, listen, nothing against Mom. This is the thing about, I'm saying, having a girlfriend at 17, 18 is enticing.
Okay. I understand. That's why I didn't stop him. Like, it's your life to live, but
So he goes to his girlfriend's house, and what happens from there?
I'm not sure. Like I said, he didn't communicate with me a lot, but I think maybe 2 years passed and he called and was like, thanks, Mom, for everything you've done for me. This will be your last time hearing from me. I'm just going to end everything.
He called home with a suicide
Threat.
threat.
Right.
And with this out of nowhere. He's
Out of
living with his
nowhere,
girlfriend.
I haven't talked to him for 2 years. And he just called me and said, this is the last time. Thank you, Mom. This is the last time you'll hear from me. I'm going to end it all.
And what did you do when you got that call?
I tried to contact the girlfriend and ask her what happened and was there anything I could do. Tried to call him. He wouldn't speak with me. You know, it just sent me into like a spiral, like, is he going to really kill himself? Like, what's going to happen?
I know at some point he got locked up. Was that before or after that call?
That was after.
So he made the call, and then what did he get locked up for?
What is it? Firing
A gun in public or something?
yeah.
So they take him to jail, and you get the call that he's in jail, what are you thinking?
What did you do?
You weren't happy that he wasn't on the street and could hurt himself?
I was scared of what he could have done. I didn't know if he had hurt the girl or what. It just made me real nervous. I didn't know what had happened.
So how long did he stay in jail for?
He did 2 months.
And then they let him out?
Yeah, they let him out.
From there, what happens?
He goes back to work, and then he asked his manager could he take a break, and he left work and went and purchased a gun and a storage, and wrote a suicide letter, and killed himself.
So you get a call that your son's passed.
No, I never received a call.
Nobody called you?
No.
Then how do you find out?
I woke up one morning and I was getting, direct messages from like Twitter and Instagram. And it was people that I didn't even know but knew my son. And they were like, are you Julian Newell's mother? And I'm like, yeah, but who are you? And they were like, well, I'm his friend from high school. We were talking last night, and he was sounding kind of dark, and I don't think he made it. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she was like, just contact, a certain county. And when I contacted them, they were like, we need to identify you. And I'm like, well, I'm looking for my son. He's an adult. I don't know if I can put a missing persons report out. I don't even know what I'm asking for. Someone informed me to get in contact with you guys. And they were like, well, can we get your identification number? And I'm like, yeah. And they was like, well, yeah, your son killed himself last night. So that's how I found out.
Did they release the body to you?
Eventually, yes.
And you had a service for him?
Yes.
So there's a lot of folks who are watching this who are dealing with mental health issues. And you're a mom who's dealt with it to the worst extreme. What would you want to tell them?
Listen. Really, really listen. It's okay if your young son is emotional. It's okay for them to express themselves or I just wish that I could have been the one to help. I felt like out of everything that we've been through, that I failed as a mother because I was not able to hurt when he was at his lowest. He didn't give me the opportunity. The officers didn't give me the opportunity. It was just like to know that my firstborn son was gone, a part of me died as well. So I would never want a family to go through the pain that me and my family went through from losing my son.
So for people who are watching, who might have suicide ideations, who might be thinking, they woke up this morning like, I'm in jail, I'm away from my family, I maybe never getting out of here, the walls are closing in, or it's just too tough for me, and I want to give up. What do you tell them?
Have faith. Have faith because it gets better. And without God's grace and mercy, we all would be lost. So I ask them if they're not in a faith-based organization, get in one. If they need counseling, get it. Don't be prideful and think that's not what a man is supposed to do. If the family needs counseling, receive it. And I feel like us as mothers, we put on a shield and we bear all. I would like to see us get more help because we just have to keep marching like robots through all the trauma, whether it's through life or bearing children or watching our children grow up and not being what we really want them to be in life. It hurts, but we're all human. So just everybody get the help, wherever you can get the help from, whether it be through a religious organization, a mental health facility, wherever, just reach out.
But they're in prison and they're saying, well, I'm sure your son convinced himself, it'll be better for my mother, it'll be better for my siblings, it'll be better for everybody. It'll be better for them if I'm just not here. Because for you to be in this space and not want to live, you have to convince yourself that the other people are better off without you. Because you're not going to say, I want to hurt my mother, I want to hurt my little sister, I want to hurt my brother. You have to convince yourself nobody wants you, they're better off without you, the world is better off without you, and it'll just be easier for everybody.
No.
So how true is that?
No, I feel like everyone is needed in this world. That's what makes the world go round. We all have differences. We all have struggles. It gets better. I mean, like, it might be bad today and it could be good tomorrow. Just keep pushing.
This is where you get to give a mom message.
Life is worth living.
That's your mom message?
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing to cook for Jewel?
He loved my meatloaf.
Not the meatloaf. Is that what you say or that's what he said?
That's what he said. And my pecan pie.
Meatloaf and pecan pie. People think they're not going to be missed. How wrong are they?
They're very wrong. Me, not be missed.
Are there any times that you don't miss them still?
He's heavy on my heart, and they say being a mother, your children grow from your heart to your lap, or your lap to your heart. But to lose a child, that pain never goes away. It never goes away.
So for the moms who are struggling, because some moms are going to see this too, who are struggling with kids with mental health issues and they're trying to find their way, and there wasn't a lot of help for you.
Right.
There wasn't sufficient help for you. What advice would you give to a mom or a dad who's struggling with a child dealing with mental health?
Do your research. Go out there and find it. Find the help. And if there's a program or where they meet every Wednesday, go. If it's something that the family likes to do together that's going to bring happiness and joy, do it. Life is short. Life is precious. And like I said before, life is worth living.
So you have an agency in your son's name now.
Yes, I do.
Tell me about it.
The agency I started is called Jules House Inc. It's a nonprofit corporation. My mission is faith, food, and family. I do a food giveaway every Friday when the resources are there for me to do the giveaway. I also supply a space where people can come and get counseling, professional counseling. I have it where the young men, I age ranged it from 20 to 40, but I think I could go down a little bit because I think the teens could use my help as well. But I do job placement, resume building, applications, and where I'm located in Riverdale, Georgia, I'm trying to team up with the businesses in the community to employ these young men. So that's my mission.
Why is this your mission?
Because I never want a family to experience the pain that I have from losing a child to mental health.
You think community engagement and faith will be enough to get these kids through?
Yeah, it's a start.
So how many people have you worked with over the years?
Well, I just started my foundation last year, but since the passing of my son in 2021, I've helped a lot of people. Like, I help bring awareness to, just because they put a smile on their face doesn't mean they're not hurting inside. And the loss of my son let a lot of my friends and family know how they're really dealing with stuff that's going on with them. I also lost the same guy who DJ'd at my son's repast just committed suicide. And I never knew he was hurting. So I just want people to know I'm here. I am a resource and I am to be used.
That's your new purpose, new mission?
New mission.
It's a mission nobody wants to be on.
Right. It's tough, but hey, that's my calling.
Every day?
Every day.
So before we go, what do you want the people who are watching to know about you?
That I'm stronger than I ever thought I would be. That before I leave this earth, I will have saved some families from ever feeling the pain I felt. To know that I love God, and God is love, and I'm worthy.
You want to close us out with a prayer? Because these people need some prayer. You can pray for them.
Hey, all I have to say is that what you pray for, believe is yours, and God will give it to you.
Well, I want to thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Listen, Jules House Inc.
Yes.
It's a place that's set up to bridge the gap for those who are struggling with mental health.
Yes.
You're the leader of the charge.
Yes, I am.
Well, you keep charging, you keep saving them, and God's going to keep blessing.
Thank you. Thank you.